Welcome back, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed your winter holidays. We're now in 2022. Can you believe it? We survived another year. And I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again and again. But thank you to everyone who supported my channel throughout last year. It really does mean a lot to me. Here's hoping that this year will be a little bit kinder to all of us. But to kick things off for 2022, let's have a little fun. Let's do a little bit of speculating and talk about all the figures that Tamashii may be giving us this year, or at least, what I'd like to see this year anyway. So before we start hypothesizing, we first have to do a little rundown on what the calendar looks like so far. And there's actually quite a lot to go through since Tamashii has pretty much half the year already mapped out. Okay, so starting off with January, we have two releases this month, one in the form of a regular over-the-counter release, and I am of course talking about Krillen 2.0. This figure is definitely one that's high on a lot of collectors' want lists, as the original was released many years back and is a figure that commands a high aftermarket price tag. A lot of collectors, including myself, missed out on this one, and having the chance to finally own an updated Krillen is definitely a fantastic start to the year. Krillen will be released on the 29th of January and retail for about 5,500 yen or roughly $50 US. And accompanying Krillen in January is Dragon Ball Super Kefla, who will be released via Premium Bandai, retailing for 6,000 yen or $62 US on the Premium Bandai US site. Kefla was the winner in the Vote for the Next Figuarts event Tamashii held, I think about 2 years ago, I believe, and is the first female Saiyan in the Dragon Ball line. February brings us another familiar face in the form of a release / I guess you could say update of Final Form Frieza, which has been repackaged as Frieza 4th Form by Tamashii. Frieza this time will come without his energy effect pieces, but instead include a glowing Namekian Dragon Ball as part of Wave 2 of the Namek arc themed figures. The exclusion of the effects means the price tag is a little bit lower than the first and second release, retailing for around $35 US, and again is a great chance to own this form of Frieza for those who missed out. Running with the Namek saga theme, Premium Bandai will also release Dodoria to go along with the Galactic Tyrant, another fan favorite and one I am personally looking forward to. The Namek saga is definitely one of my favorites in the Dragon Ball Z series, and I can't wait to finally have one of the two right-hand men of Frieza on my shelf. Dodoria will set you back $78 US and is slated to be released late February. For the month of March, well, there actually isn't anything coming out that month, and this isn't uncommon as Tamashii tends to skip a month. It happened last year in November, but because Super Saiyan 4 Goku was delayed from October to November, that month was ultimately filled and we got a release every month for 2021. However, this is something that Tamashii has done in previous years, and I think March might be their break month for 2022. Fear not, because Tamashii has 5 releases set for the month of April, 3 of them being re-releases of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, and Full Power Broly. This may be due to the release date of the new Dragon Ball Super movie, Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Anyway, this is obviously a marketing strategy, as Tamashii knows all too well that serious collectors and casual collectors alike are more likely to buy more Dragon Ball merchandise with a movie to back it up, even though the figures have nothing to do with the actual movie. Anyway, again, it is a great chance to grab yourself an extra Gogeta or Broly. So of course, we will be getting new figures of characters from Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and who better to start off than with the Namekian, who started the whole line himself, Piccolo. Piccolo, along with 3 other figures including Goku, Vegeta, and the new Ultimate Gohan, will follow after, but we will also be getting an S.H.Figuarts Zarbon to go along with his fellow right-hand man, Dodoria. As I mentioned before, Dodoria and Zarbon are 2 figures that I am looking forward to the most out of what's been scheduled, and I'm just really excited to see my Namek saga display fill out with all these unique characters that honestly I thought we would never get 2 or 3 years ago. Just so many releases for the month of April, and if you're a collector who plans on getting those re-releases as well, it's definitely going to hurt the wallet. For the next 3 months, it's an all superhero lineup with Goku coming in May, Vegeta for July, and the one I'm most excited for, a brand new Ultimate Gohan scheduled for July. However, that's only the figures Tamashii have given us official release dates for. During last year's convention's online events, including SDCC, Tamashii did tease several figures that have high possibility of seeing a release in 2022. Those figures include Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 from the new superhero movie, Imperfect Cell, dr.gero, Saiyan Armor Krillen, and Saiyan Armor Gohan, all which looked way past the prototype stage. So with 5 months left, and with the way Tamashii are pumping out these releases, I think it's safe to assume that we should be getting 2 figures every month. So if that is the case, May and July only have 1 slot each taken up. That's another 3 figures. 5 times 2 slots, that's 10 figures, plus 3 extra slots for the months of May to July. That gives us 13 slots. Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 will definitely fill 2 of those slots, probably sooner than later, as they are key characters from the new movie, which leaves us 11 open slots, which I believe 4 will be taken up by Imperfect Cell, dr.gero, and the other 2 by Saiyan Armor, Krillen, and Gohan, which makes sense since Tamashii are giving us that second wave of Namek saga figures. So take away those 4 figures and we are left with 7 unspecified, unannounced releases, and the first and top prediction for me is Future Trunks 2.0. Why Trunks? Well, it's both a prediction and a personal want, as the original figure and premium color edition are figures that haven't aged all too well. Future Trunks from Dragon Ball Z was one of my favorite characters and one of my favorite looks for Trunks. He is one of the characters that hasn't received a 2.0 upgrade, and a figure that would make a lot of sense with Tamashii pushing the Android/Cell saga. I also think that the blacked out silhouette we saw at SDCC last year was in fact Trunks. So fingers crossed, he's definitely one of those figures that we need to complete that updated Z Fighters team. My second prediction for 2022 isn't a character, but a vehicle, much like Bulma's bike, which sold really well here in Japan. So I'm thinking we might see an S.H.Figuarts Saiyan Pod or Time Machine with lights and sounds. It'll probably fetch a hefty price tag too, but I think this will be 2022's big ticket item in the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball line. I'm totally down for more Dragon Ball vehicles. I'd love to see a Saiyan Pod. Throw in some diecast, some lights and sounds, and you've sold me. Sure, it's not a highly articulated figure, but it would make an attractive display piece and companion for any Saiyan armored figure you have in your collection. Continuing with the Namek saga, so far there are 3 confirmed figures: 4th form Frieza, Dodoria, Zarbon, and 2 figures which we've seen but haven't received an official release dates, which are the Saiyan armored versions of Krillen and Gohan. If Tamashii plan to finish off that second wave this year, we have 2 more figures to make up all 7 Namekian Dragon Balls. For me, there are a couple of figures I think Tamashii could do, including other forms of Frieza. Oh, I would love to see a second form Frieza. However, my guess for one of the remaining 2 is going to be another Namekian. More specifically, Nail. Nail was one of the key players in the Namek saga, and his sacrifice was one of my favorite moments in this story. I'd think he'd be a pretty easy retool since we already have a Piccolo release as a base. Ideally, Tamashii would give us different head sculpts to what Piccolo already comes with, so we can mix and match. And to finish off the Namek Frieza saga, I'm going to go with a new Awakening Goku with the newer articulation setup we got with Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the upcoming Ultimate Gohan. It might be a long shot, but I think it's a great chance to update Goku and give collectors a chance to own a very iconic, if not the most iconic moment in Goku's transformation timeline. The original figure was and still is an amazing figure, one of my favorites of all time, and it was one of the figures which debuted the 2.0 body we've all come to know and love. I think a new Awakening Goku would be just a little bit different enough to get collectors, even those suffering from Goku fatigue, excited about the figure. And then there were 3. This is more of a personal want than a prediction, but going off the basis that we received Cooler last year, I'm really holding out for more movie villains. It's an area that Tamashii have only scratched the surface of, and there is just a colourful gallery of characters to choose from. Janemba, Bojack, Lord Slug, just to name a few, but what I'd really like to see is an S.H.Figuarts Turles. Again, I have a soft spot for Armored Saiyans. There's just something really cool about that aesthetic. Tamashii could use that amazing Bardock body as a base, update the legs to the newer 3.0 articulation, give us a different but similar head sculpt, and I think you've got all the ingredients to pretty much make a stellar figure. So we all know Kefla, who will be released later this month, was the winner of Tamashii's Choose the Next Figuarts event. However, Baby Vegeta and GT Kid Goku were also very popular picks from the fans. 2021 saw Super Saiyan 4 Goku topping many collectors' top 10 lists and was only beaten out for number 1 by Cooler, with my personal favorites of 2021. So with how successful Super Saiyan 4 Goku was, it would only make sense for Tamashii to build upon this momentum and give fans what they clearly want, which is more GT. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would be the obvious second figure in a GT line, but my bet is on the official runner-up chosen by us fans. Well, runner-up in my mind anyway. I'm sure Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta will come eventually, probably sooner than later, but for 2022, it's Baby Vegeta. Now last but definitely not least is a character and figure that I think a lot of us forgot about. A prototype was teased and shown at conventions and pop-up shops around the world. I managed to see one in person, and whilst people might not initially think of him to be a part of the Z Fighters, I think he is just as important as any other member of the team. I am of course talking about Master Roshi, or more specifically the Dragon Ball Super version, which was, like I said, shown last year at some events, but managed to travel around the world before finally arriving back in Japan. I think Tamashii will continue to fill out the Super roster, and I think there's a good chance we may be seeing Roshi in the near future. So official photos just dropped from Tamashii of the new Android 21 in her human form, lab coat, glasses and all. Like last year's game exclusive, Clone Goku, Android 21 will be a Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour event exclusive, available on their website with pre-orders starting January 18th. It seems like it's a completely brand new figure, and it's a great addition to the collection if you're a fan of the Dragon Ball FighterZ game. I'll leave a link in the description for the official website if you're interested in picking it up. But there we have it. My hopes and predictions for the second half of 2022. Again, don't take this seriously. It was just a bit of fun, and I don't actually have any inside information on future Dragon Ball releases, although, you know, how cool would that be if I did? I just really wanted to talk Dragon Ball Figuarts with all of you, as I usually do. But what about you? What do you think Tamashii has in store for us this year? Are there any figures not mentioned in this video that you'd really like to see released? Let's have some fun and get some conversation going in the comments. I look forward to reading all your predictions. I'll be back with my review of Krillen and Kefla when they arrive. But in the meantime, stay safe out there, keep healthy, and as always, yoroshiku!